All right, test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Rock and roll. Mr. Baumberger, how are you? My goodness, you've grown. What are you feeding him, Tab? He is enormous. Okay. He's just eating everything in the house. Oh, pretty much. Okay. That's good to know. All right. So you can pick up those goats and shear those sheep. That's good. How we doing now? Okay. Oh, we're good. Okay. We can don't have to test the mic. Oh, now that Marty Teal's here, we can get started. Oh. We'll take a few minutes here. I think there's a couple of the people that texted me, said they're just a couple minutes behind. We'll wait a few more minutes, but thank you guys for coming. There are beverages back there in those coolers there. We'll run through these tonight, and then should have plenty of opportunity to get them up and cuss and discuss, Jessica, and, decide what you will like, what Brenley likes. Is that the most important thing? Yeah. It's whatever Brenley likes, right? Landon, well, where is Landon? I don't see him. Oh, he's at home. Oh, well, no decisions for Landon then. I see Ruben's outside, so I guess we're here. We could start now that Ruben's here. He didn't bring his helicopter today because it's a little too windy. Had to drive. Oh, now we can start. Okay, perfect. The whole clan's here. You guys didn't bring the helicopter? A little too windy today? Okay, too windy. Okay. Hi, Ruben. Beverages are in the back. Okay. That's why you didn't fly, so the kids can drive home? Okay, good deal. All right. Fantastic. Well, we'll go ahead and get started here. You can drop in those first two. First of all, on behalf of our entire clan here, Brian and Kelly Funk and the girls and the whole crew here, turn that heat down just a shot there. My name's Ben Cooley. Appreciate you guys coming out to the farm this evening for the preview, and then obviously those of you guys tuning in on Facebook Live, you guys can see that and watch that back and replay that when it's all said and done. We're going to move through the lots, fairly good order tonight, but we do want to talk about them and mention a couple things about them. And then afterwards, obviously, those of you guys that are watching at home, if you have questions, please call or text Brian or myself. Be more than happy to answer any questions that you have, and those of you here as well. Those of you guys, you should have their sales sheets over there, so you should be able to kind of follow along, have some pedigrees. That is posted on Facebook as well. We're going to go ahead and get started here with lot number 1 and 2, and pretty special pair that we're going to go ahead and start with in a pretty special litter. That's litter 5 out in the ring. And Landon Charles there, he has a 5-5. That's lot number 1. Those are all out of the boar and then some, which is the tricked out son at Beeman's that originated at Dietering's and has been off to a really good start, though. This is the first crop of them this spring, and we really like what we've seen so far. Those are some of our favorite pigs. And as you can kind of see there with lot 1 and lot 2 litter mates, 5-5 and 5-8. They're pretty neat. The dam side of them is probably where it gets really special, and very proud of what we've got accomplished there. The sow is the 14-8 Goosebumps verbatim Roxy sow, and if you can kind of been following our program for a couple years, we've been building around that verbatim Roxy sow, and they have done a they've done a really good job of the daughters out of that sow building. And this one in particular had a really big win for us, couple big wins this spring. The grand champion overall gilt at the San Antonio Livestock Show was out of that 14-8 sow. And then the reserve Division 4 barrow there at San Antonio was also out of litter mate. And those were out of tricked out. And these would be a tricked out son that what this 5 litter is. And I think you'll see through the program tonight, there's 10 of those 5 litter pigs. There's 6 gilts and 4 males. They're all being offered tonight. We're pretty excited about them. So at the end of the flag there, that's lot 2 that Landon has right there at the end of the flag. That is 5-8. And then the other one is 5-5. That's lot 1. Again, I think this pair, no matter what your goal is relative to when you want to show them this late summer and fall, you could be awfully successful with that pair of gilts right there. If you're hunting for replacement females, I will tell you right now, anything out of that Verbatim Roxy line and this Goosebump sow has been really good for us. So again, that is lot number 1, lot number 2, 5-5 and 5-8. How we doing over there, Taylor? We got a good video? Okay. All right, fantastic. The next 3 into the ring are going to be lots 3, 4, and 5. Lot number 3, that is the Calico right there that Landon's going to drive around. That is 5-2, Calico Barrow. I think that one's pretty special. And obviously we can talk about, the color pattern there, that maybe that's not everybody's cup of tea, but relative to this spring, I think it doesn't really matter when they're good. People like them and gravitate toward them, and they can win at the highest level. But that's a very, very neat barrel right there in 5-2. Again, it would be, and then some is the sire. The 14-8 Goosebump sow would be the female behind that one. At the end of the flag, the belted one, we can grab that one now. That is good. That is an intact male, but that is 5-3. That's the belted boar pig out of this litter. And then some Goosebumps, Verbatim Roxy. Again, is the pedigree on that one. We left him intact as a belted male. Certainly unique in terms of his stoutness and skull on that lot 4 there. Very unique animal there with big legs and a neat look. And then the blue barrow in the corner there. We'll get that one out here in just a second. That is 6-1, lot number 5. That's out of a boar called Allow Me. Allow Me is a Believe in Me son there at the Moyer, that came from Albright originally, that we sampled this year. Have a really good litter. You're going to see a bunch of these 6s tonight, and I think this is a pretty special one right here, the speckle-backed barrow right there. That one's very comfortable, stout skeleton, really complete, very functional. That's a good hog that I think could fit a lot of windows there relative to shows anywhere from the 1st of August into July 1st of August all the way into the early part of the fall. The south side behind that 6 barrow, the speckle-topped one, that's an old pretty boy sow that has been around for a long time. We have built multiple daughters out of that sow. She's won multiple barrow shows with pigs out of her over the years, and she just kind of continues to crank them out year after year. And I think when they come in looking like that speckle-top barrow, they have a pretty good chance. That's right, lot 5. Mm-hmm. Okay, good job, Landon, keeping me in line. So again, lots 3, 4, and 5 out in the ring. 3 would be the Calico, 5-2. The belted boar pig is 5-3. Those are litter mates, and then some on the Goosebump sow. And lot number 5 is the speckle-top barrow, 6-1. Allow Me, Pretty Boy. Coming in next to the ring are lots 6 and 7. 6 would be the one that Landon has at the end of the whip right there. That's the painted up barrow. That is 9-4. Major League, Amistad, distinct would be the pedigree on that one. That one's mother raised the champion middleweight crossbred at the Colorado State Fair 2 years ago. Done a very, very nice job for us, been very prolific. He had just a tiny little abscess right there in his scrotum that we had just drained there the other day. So that's all you're seeing right there. Obviously fully guaranteeing, but we want to be transparent about that. That dude right there is a stout monster that I think has a long show window. Obviously, age anymore is kind of relative to when these guys need to be shown. You can adjust it. But that one there probably doesn't need to have a fast growing plan. He needs to go pretty easy and slow. But 9-4, I think, should be at the top end of a lot of lists relative to one that could be ready end of the summer, first part of the fall, maybe into October there. Major League would be the sire. That's a boar at Laird's. That's first crop was kind of last summer, and they have been really popular. The more traditional belted one, I guess partial belted one right there, that is lot number 7. That is 4-1. That is the first out of a boar called Aftermarket. And our good friends at Charles Showpigs are here in the crowd tonight, and Landon's actually out here helping us with a little bit of whip duty and showing duty there. But Aftermarket would have been known as Lucky around here throughout the summer, and then we sent that boar to Beeman's and to be collected and kind of distributed nationwide there. And we're really happy with our first litter of Aftermarkets, which he is a tricked out son. And obviously, if you followed along with the Charles Showpigs, their program, that litter was very successful all last summer, and we were really excited about getting some pigs out of that boar. He is still intact. He was unfortunately the only male in the litter. That is the only one. You're going to see a bunch of littermate gilts that are really good. And but I think this one is very, very neat. The sow behind that 4-1 boar pig is a Cricket's Gary Webb. The Gary Webb sow would have been the dam of that reserve champion heavyweight crossbred at Colorado State Fair in 2020. So it goes back to a really good line of females for us. So the pair out there, 9-4, the Major League, and then lot number 7, 4-1, is the Aftermarket Crickets. Next 3 in the ring are lots 8, 9, and 10. So at the end of the whip there, Landon's going to get lot number 8. That is the thin belted barrow. That is another one of those 5s. That is 5-4. So again, and then some Goosebumps verbatim Roxy is the pedigree. 5-4. A little bit different than maybe a couple of the littermates that we saw a little earlier. A little bigger in his kind. That one I think can be fed pretty consistently the whole way through his growing phase. But very good skeleton animal. That one probably reminds me the most of the barrow that was shown at San Antonio that ended up reserved Division 4 at this stage of the game. Very good legged, stout constructed, and a really good look ahead of his blade. That is 5-4, lot number 8. Lot number 9. That is the one that Avery has, I believe, right now. That is 4-2. That's a belted Aftermarket gilt, Aftermarket Crickets. So we just looked at the male pig a moment ago. The belted one would be 4-2, lot number 9. And then the blue one, kind of blue-eyed one, is 4-7. Again, that's Aftermarket Crickets. So a pair of littermates right there. So again, lots 8, 9, and 10 in the ring. Next up, we're going to have lots 11, 12, and 13. 11, 12, and 13. So number 11 there, Avery's going to have that one kind of the end of her whip right there. That's the chromed up barrel. That's another one of the 5. So that's the last of the 5-liter males. That's 5-1. Again, and then some. Goosebumps Verbatim Roxy would be the pedigree. And probably a little more like the 5-4 that we saw just a moment ago in terms of extension and look and balance in that guy. But the entire litter, really high on him, obviously, for a lot of reasons. Let's see, who do you have there, Avery? Is that lot 12? Yep. So Avery has lot 12. That is 3-1. That's the first of the 3s we've seen. And the 3s and 5s have a very similar story. They're both out of and then some. And then the dam on the 3s is our Kingpin Verbatim Roxy sow. So a maternal sister to the 5s, the mom of the 5s. Same sire on the top side. So we bred both of those key sows the same way. And I think we're left with a very unique set of pigs amongst all of those. That blue-eyed barrow is 3-1. And a very neat one. And that sow's done a great job for us. I will be honest in telling you, I have hoarded all of the gilts out of that sow so far in her career. And I think you can probably see why when I show you some of the other females out of that Kingpin sow. But that's a very nice blue barrow right there that I think could be ready to roll again anytime from that August time frame, early August, all the way through the end of August. And then the last one in the ring there is Kelly Funk's, yes, she's back here waving, her deal, the Chester version, all right? We have a couple of them. And when I say a couple of them, I have 1 sow and 2 pigs because the mother decided to be a bit of a Chester in the crate. But I think we were left with 2 exceptionally good pigs out here. And I really like this lot number 13. That is our Chester barrow. He's a mainstream spotlight. First take would be the pedigree. The sow originated from Travis Perry. We showed her a couple years ago. And if anybody remembered her, she was the one that sprinted from the trailer to the show ring, but we got her shown regardless. And she has done a nice job in the crate. This is her 2nd litter. But this barrow right here, I think, is a pretty neat type of Chester barrow. Relative to maturity, I think you go pretty easy and slow with that Chester barrow there. He has the type of muscle that can go a long ways, but he is really good build and good skeleton. I think that one could look pretty good come August time frame, maybe in Pueblo, America. So again, lots 11, 12, and 13 in the ring. 11 is the chromed up barrow. That's 5-1. Lot 12 is the blue-eyed barrow, 3-1. Lot 13 is the Chester barrow, 8-2. Up next are lot 14, 15, and 16. 14 is the one that Landon has right there. That is 10-3. He is an all-white crossbred. And our good friend over here, Tyler Smith, who's working for us now full-time, part-time, however much he wants to work for us, he's on board. He had a handful of sows that he wanted to bring out here and kind of incorporate into the program, and it happened to be the mom of this one came from us originally. She would have been shown in Texas, and then Tyler got her back. The mother behind this one is a Crickets, Breaking Rules. Actually, that Breaking Rules grandmother would be a littermate to the reserve champion heavyweight at Colorado State Fair in 2020. He bred that sow to Last Dance, and I think we have 5 of those in the sale offering tonight, but there's a pair of them that it came out all white, kind of what we wanted to do. And I know not all white is maybe not everybody's cup of tea, but I'm telling you, if you want to run the CGSA circuit and you have a Yorkshire classifying show that you can market that one at, that one should be really high on your list because I think 10-3 is awfully good. Out of the board, Last Dance, who has been around for a little while and had nothing but success. Lot number 15, that is the Calico that Avery's got there at the end of the flag. That is 3-3. So that's another one of those and then some Kingpin Verbatim Roxy. Lot number 15, 3-3. Again, a really good barrow there that is very stout, square, wide, big-backed. Those and then somes are built extremely well. Love their hip and hind leg and the way they function. Neat barrel right there. And then lot number 16 is the traditional belted or kind of chromed up, I guess I should say, barrel there. That's 2-2, and that's a major league as well. And then the sow behind that one would be an Ocho, back on an old Redeemer sow. That kind of came from Kirk Swanson. Good line of pigs there. And actually the mother of this 2 litter would have been shown by the Chamberlain family here in Colorado a couple summers ago and campaigned. And then we got her back. And she's done a very, very good job in the crate. You're going to see quite a few of those 2s tonight. We really are high on this traditional belted, kind of chromed up barrel right here. I think that barrel would work really well for that end of July, 1st of August time frame. I think all of these would, relative to kind of being their ideal endpoint. But a very, very nice barrel right there. So 3 barrows out there. We have the all-white one, lot number 14, that's 10-3, The Last Dance. Lot number 15 is the Calico 3-3. And then lot number 16 is the chromed up barrel 2-2. He's a major league. I think we actually have a group of 4 we're going to run out there next. So we're going to start with lot number 17. Avery's going to grab that one. Lot number 17 is 5-9. So that's another one of those 5 litters. And 5-9, again, and then some Goosebumps verbatim Roxy is the pedigree. That one probably is as stout and heavy muscled and big backed as any in the litter. Those of you guys that say, you know what, I want a market gilt that can run with the boys in terms of power and stoutness and kind, that is certainly the one that I would gravitate toward, the traditional belted gilt. And then on top of that, she can obviously go home and be an incredible female with that lineage and the way that mom has done a very, very nice job. But 5-9 there, lot number 17 is the and then some Goosebumps verbatim Roxy. Landon's going to have lot number 18 then at the end of his whip. 6-10. That is the Allow Me. Back on the Pretty Boy sow. Again, I think a very safe, comfortable gilt right there that can work in a lot of arenas relative to being ready to go, you know, the end of July, early August. A tall-shouldered, good-looking one with big legs. And again, that mother has done an incredible job for us. Those of you guys looking for pigs that can be ready to roll there, like I said, in that time frame, I think that 6 litter needs to be very high on your list. And 6-10 is a good-built female. Try to get lot number 19 next. That's the traditional blue gilt. That is 3-5. That is another one of the and then somes, Kingpin verbatim Roxy. And that one has been a favorite of mine personally, kind of in the crate and through the growing phase, the entire period, because blue females, when they're built like that and that proportional and balanced, they tend to make really good females. They tend to be successful in the show ring. And then on top of that, if you are looking for some that have a genetic value in a sow line, I will tell you right now, there's probably half a dozen of them out there out of that sow that are blue, traditional blue like that are in production for us now. We're pretty excited about them. And then lot number 20 is 3-4. She is pretty much all white, I believe. I don't see any blue on her, but that's another one that could run in that Yorkshire division. Not quite as chubby maybe as our littermate right now, but the same type of skeletal build in terms of balance, elevation, look ahead of our blade. Very much coming from that Kingpin sow and the look that she has. But that is lot number 20, 3-4. So again, a pen of gilts out here. The traditional belted stout one, 5-9, being lot number 17. Lot 18 is the 6-10, the thin belted gilt, the Allow Me, and then a pair of littermate 3-litter gilts. 19 and 20. Okay, Landon, he's going to have lot number 21. That's another one of those 10 litters. That's 10-1, so that's an all-white male. Last Dance. Back on the Crickets Breaking Rules sow. Again, that one will classify Yorkshire. Those of you hunting for one that can do that all summer long on a circuit or maybe at a show later on this summer that does classification. Very similar to his littermate we just looked at a moment ago. Lot number 22 is the Chester. Again, that's a littermate to the one we just talked about. Mainstream Spotlight would be the pedigree. I will say that guy tends to like to eat at the trough quite a bit, so he needs to just be pulled back ever so slightly. So if he looks a little full tonight, that's because he likes to eat, which is probably a good thing. We need to have some appetite in these hogs. But that guy, very similar to his brother, built extremely well. Good feet and legs, good running gear on that guy, and not messed up. I think a very nice Chester barrow that, again, could be ready anywhere from end of July to end of August, depending on your feeding program. And last but certainly not least in this pen, lot number 23. And that's the one Landon's going to push out there right now. That is a 7-3. That's a never before boar pig. He is intact male. Mom would be the $46,000 sow we bought from Heimer a couple summers ago. And I will be honest with you in saying that the litter as a whole did not have the best start in life, and we just have the one male to show off for you today. People were asking about littermate gilts. I have decided to keep all the gilts selfishly. But this male right here, this traditional belted male, he is still intact. I think is awfully neat. We kind of went back to some old school stuff and never before back on that sow to try to make females, but we were left with a really incredibly nice barrow right there, or boar prospect, barrow prospect, that his build and skeletal quality is extremely good. I like a lot of things about him. Genetic value in that one is very high. Those of you guys hunting for something like that, but I still think you can castrate that one and make him a very, very good barrow in the end, and a long show window in that one. That one could be ready from anywhere from early August to further on down the road. So again, the three of them in the ring, 10-1, the solid white Last Dance. Lot 22 is 8-3, the Chester barrow, and then the never before boar pig, 7-3 is lot number 23. Three kind of bigger hogs that we're going to run out here next, and we wanted to make sure we had a little bit of variety for our customers, because I know there's a lot of people still hunting for July show pigs that can be ready to roll there the middle to the end of July. And I'll be honest, after this weekend, it might get a little tough to find them, because a lot of them have been sold already. So we do have a set of bigger pigs, and I think this set right here in front of you, if that's what you're looking for, you need to look in pretty closely. Lot number 24 is the cow marked one, little Holstein color right there, black and white barrow, kind of a neat mark. That is 6-3. Allow me, pretty boy. Big legs, tall shouldered, really neat barrow right there that I think you can just kind of step on the gas and feed that one the whole way. Not messed up. 6-9, lot number 25. That's the speckle-backed gilt that Landon has right there. Again, another 6 litter. Good built, not messed up, level designed, good muscle pattern. These things, guys, will be ready to roll July to end of August, and you'll be in good shape on them. And then the Stout Brother, Avery's going to have that one. That's 6-2. That is lot number 26. And again, big rib Stout Rascal that's going to be ready to roll there that July to end of, or mid-July to end of July framework. So 3 littermates, lot 24, 25, 26, all of them allow me, pretty boy. Very good set of potential county fair market hogs right there. The next pen into the ring are lots 27, 28, 29. We're going to get back into a pair of these 5 litter gilts. 27, another one of probably my personal favorites. 5-10, and then some Goosebumps for Batum Roxy. She has a neat color pattern and a really wicked look from the side. Again, I think you can show that one for a long time this fall and be in pretty good shape. And if in the end you're left with a really neat breeding female that could go back into your herd if that you so desire, or one that certainly could be marketable from that standpoint. The one that has a belt in the middle of her body right there, that is 5-10, lot number 27. Landon will kind of kick that one out there. 28, yep, that's what I meant. 28, good job, Avery, keeping me in line. 5-7, and then some Goosebumps. That one's a little bit different mold. She has as much muscle and power as any in the litter. I do think that one can run as a market hog. She can run and be fed for a long time. And certainly they're on a little higher protein level right now for the sale. That one needs to go home and get toned back and kind of go to the hand feeding job. But that one is awfully, awfully neat. And then lot number 29 would be the non-5 litter mate out here, and that is 9-7. We've seen a couple of those 9s already. Those are the major leagues. Amistad, again, Mom would have raised the champion middleweight crossbred at Colorado State Fair in 2021. I will say those major leagues, he made them as short-backed and powerful as any in this in his first generation. Really like what we did right here. Again, I think that one can be fed for quite a long time. Can run as a market hog. You can run that one as a breeding gilt if you want to later on. Probably depends on how you want to feed that one, but that one certainly has the muscle and power to be fed right along with the boys. So again, a pair of 5 litter mates out in the ring, lot number 27 and 28, and then lot number 29 is the 9-7 gilt. The next 4 into the ring are a little bit of smaller set. These are more mid to late Jans here, mid-Jans. I think these work really well, guys, anywhere from end of August all the way through Kansas City, Texas State Fair, Tulsa State Fair. I think those work really well in that time frame. We're going to start with lot number 30. Is that the one you have there, Landon? Yep, 14-1. That is a Sidekick. Sidekick was a boar that is a hero son that we bought part of with Top Cut Genetics that's out there, and we used him pretty exclusively this last summer, and then we made some more litters this spring. We got along really well down in Texas this last fall and winter with some Sidekicks, and because they are made really stout, big-backed, and burly, just like that one. I think that one could be fed for a long time. Doesn't need to go very fast. But when they're that much power and muscle and bone to them, you can feed them for quite a long time. The mom behind those would be a Kingpin sow that raised the reserve grand overall at Bent County last year. That's the mom of the 14s there. 14-2, is that the one you have there, Avery? I believe that's lot 31. That's another litter mate. Again, same mold as his brother. You're going to see a bunch of these Sidekicks. They've got a tremendous amount of muscle, big legs, really wide skeleton. And they, again, I think their window of opportunity for showing can be a long time this fall. Lot number 32, Landon, 12-4. Gilt back here, I think. Avery's got her, okay. The 12s, that's a litter we haven't talked about yet. They are aftermarkets. Again, that's the boar, the tricked out son that originated at Charles Showpigs that they bred that now is at Beeman's that we bought last spring. The sow behind the 12s would be actually an old sow I bought from Kirk Swanson a couple summers ago when he was liquidating some numbers. And she would be a Punch Tango Mike, kind of his own breeding deal, a little bit different stuff. But I think we'll have a pair of unique hogs right out in the ring. They are dense, really hairy, love their color. And again, I think that gilt over there could be marketed and fed for quite a long time. Not sure when her perfect show window will be at the end of it, but I'm telling you what, that one's built well and very proportional. Her little greener brother is the one that Landon has right there. That is 12-1. Again, aftermarket is the sire on 12-1. Very stout, hairy, big-legged. Not sure when he's going to be ready. I do think it's going to be sometime this fall, but he's always going to be very, very stout-boned and heavy constructed, and we've seen that with the aftermarkets. Hair texture is really good, color's really good, bone's really good, and I know sometimes those aren't the things that everybody thinks are relevant, but they truly are in the show ring nowadays. So a pair of 14s and a pair of 12s, lots 31, 32, 33, 30, 31, 32, 33. Angry Pig over the corner here. Okay. Lots number 34, 35, and 36. 34 is 3-6. That's the calico that apparently is really friendly that Avery has at the end of her whip right there. Again, those threes, and then some Kingpin Verbatim Roxy. Very neat gilt right there. She doesn't need to probably be fed real fast. That one is stout and wide and bold in her cage. But if you like that color and you like that kind that you want to feed and jackpot all summer and then still have one that's going to be ready to go and certainly plenty of power to play in a market hog division, 3-6 right there I think is a very interesting female. Lot number 35 is 4-4. That would be the one Landon's going to push out there. Okay. 4-4, again, that's another one of those aftermarkets on the Cricket sow. Very consistent litter. She was kind of all white, and then she decided that she hated her teammates or pen mates this week and decided to fight every single one of them. She was, trust me, she is white. I don't believe there's any blue on her. Maybe a tiny bit on her forehead, but I think it's just she's scarred up now because she decided that she wanted to be the boss hog. No pun intended there. I guess she does have blue right on her nose. That is correct. Sorry. Can't tell with all the scarring, but she's a fighter and she will win for you. That's what I should say. Very neat gilt there. And then the more traditional blue one, I think, is Avery kind of kicks that one out. That is 2-5. That's another one of those Major League Ocho gilts. Very nice gilt right there. Built well, comfortable. Major League hogs, I think, are going to have plenty of bone, plenty of stoutness to them. That's a neat kind of fault-free gilt that's going to feed well, that kind of not messed up. No holes about that one. And heck, half the time nowadays, guys, if you have ones that just aren't messed up, you can be pretty successful in shows. So 3-6, the calico. That's lot 34. Lot 35 is 4-4, the blue-nosed gilt aftermarket. And then lot number 36 is 2-5, the traditional blue gilt. Major League. The next group into the pin, guys, are going to be a set of bigger hogs again. Again, those of you guys that are, I think it's really, really important. I want to emphasize this. If you're looking for stuff that fits a certain time frame, time hold, that's going to be ready at a certain time, I think that's very important when selecting pigs. You can't traditionally just pick any pig and show it whenever. Age does seem to help just a little bit here. And so those of you guys that are hunting for pigs that are going to be ready July time frame, I think we need to look at them right here. The first one up is going to be the 37. That's the 29 crinkle. And understand, first of all, just a note there, he did have a rupture and kind of a hernia there. We had it fixed, so there's just a little bit of scarring. We fully guarantee him. And obviously, he needs to get off hot feed and just go to a hand-fed ration. We sold a bunch of his litter mates at the Elevate, but that is a stout, really wide one that's going to be ready there in July. Lot number 38, that's 27-1. That would be the solid black barrow over there. Icon, Kingpin. Mom on that one would have raised the reserve champion heavyweight cross at Colorado State Fair last year that Avery showed. And we bred her to Icon, and we got blue ones, we got black ones, we got traditional belted ones. He's not all black. He has a little bit of white. Oh, you are correct. Okay. See, she keeps me in line. Good job, Avery. A little bit of white on his feet there, but again, ready to roll, I think, there in that July timeframe. And then 6-11 is lot number 39. That's the Allow Me Pretty Boy gilt. Just kind of let her roll right there. Traditional belted gilt, tall-shouldered, good built, not messed up. Again, those of you guys needing county fair hogs to be ready there in July timeframe, I would look to this pen right here. We got 3 or 4. We got 4 in this pen, so we're 40, 41, 42, and 43. Okay. Just try to get them one at a time. All right, Landon's going to have lot number 40 out there. That's another one of my personal favorites. We sold her litter mates, a bunch of them there. We have a couple here in the sale tonight, and then we sold a bunch of them there at Elevate. Actually, one of our high-selling barrow, a couple of our high-selling barrows were 31s. Those are Believe in Me's, Gangster, back on the 31.8 Dirty Deal sow. And so far, so good on those Gangster daughters out of that sow when they come looking like this one. I think this one is stupid big-legged, very good looking. Not sure when she's going to be fully mature and ready. I think that one can be fed for a long, long time. She could be ready anywhere from end of August all the way through October. Those of you guys looking for, gilts that you can campaign all summer long and all the way through the fall, 31.5 I would have on your short list. Very neat animal right there. Her littermate's sister is lot 41, 31-7. That's the one Avery's going to kind of push out right there. Again, kind of similar mold as her sister, the Believe in Me Gangster. That one's a little bigger in her kind. I think could be ready just a little bit sooner if you want her to be. They have the stoutness and bone and muscle, I think, to play with the boys in a market show. But if you're looking for one relative to be a gilt, they have a very, very neat look to them. Very marketable and high-quality pair of females right there in those 31s. Lot number 27, or excuse me, 42 is 27-10. Confused you for a second, Landon, didn't I? Going out of order. That's another one of those 27s. That's an Icon Kingpin. That one is solid black, I believe, Avery, but you can tell me if I'm wrong. Okay, you're good. She gave me the thumbs up. Okay, we're good. I give them a hard time about showing solid black ones, and then down there at Texas National, we had that solid black division. Of course, we had to take one down there, and we won it. So now every time we want to have a solid black one, but I don't care what color they are. That one is stout boned, good looking. Those Icons have grown and fed extremely well for us, and she's feeling frisky tonight. But very, very nice gilt right there. Good mom behind that one in that Kingpin sow. And then 26-5 is lot number 43. That is kind of the skinny solid black one. I guess I just decided to pair them up right here. The 26s, we would have sold some of those litter mates at Elevate, but those would be Believe in Me's, Breaking Rules. Secret Weapon would be the extended pedigree. But a very, very nice gilt there that I think could be fed pretty hard all the way through the growing phase and has a fantastic look to her from the side. So again, lots number 40 and 41, those are the pair of 31 litter mates, Believe in Me Gangsters. Lot number 42, 27 litter, that's the Icon. And lot number 43 is 26-5, Believe in Me Breaking Rules. Okay, those will be following the long run or back page now. Lots 44, 45, and 46. Lot number 44 is 1-5. Is that the one you have there, Avery? Maybe? chromed up barrel. Big legs is what I call that one. Hat trick, King Slayer. We haven't talked about the 1 liter yet tonight, but hat trick would be a tricked out son there at Laird's. And then the mom behind that one is a King Slayer and goes back to that Gary Webb sow. That sow's done a very, very nice job for us. Makes him very comfortable, complete, functional type of hogs. And I know maybe he's just a shot skinnier today in terms of his muscle pattern, but those of you guys that like to just feed him, and I'm telling you, this is not a bad thing, where you just say, all right, we're going to take these home. They're going to get, plenty of feed every single day. We don't have to overmanage them. I want a safe pig bin that can feed the whole way, and I don't have to sit on them and hold them and any of that. This one is for you. This barrel right here has the bone, the stoutness, the skull shape to still be really good, and he's elevated in his blade, but you can just go ahead and feed that one all the way through. Not going to have to do a lot of holding, a lot of managing, and he'll be ready to roll there into July, early August. 1-8, lot 45. We'll let Landon tackle that one. That's the black-headed gilt. That's a littermate. Little more muscle shape in that one than her brother at this stage of the game. Good shape in her, tall-shouldered. Another one that I think can be ready to roll there in that early August time frame at a lot of shows here in Colorado. And then lot number 46 is 4-3. That is the speckled top gilt. That's another one of those aftermarkets on the crickets. And again, I think you can see the consistency in that 4 liter. They're built well, they're stout, they're hairy, they're good looking. I like these 4s quite a bit. I think they're going to feed extremely well. Mom is a very good female and has done a very nice job. This is her 2nd litter here, and she's going to stick around for a while when she kind of makes them very functional like this. But that speckled back gilt, kind of traditional blue gilt, 4-3 is lot number 46. So a pair of 1 liters. Again, those are ones you can kind of step on the gas and feed all the way through. And then the 4 liter, lot number 46, is the aftermarket. Back into a pen of smaller ones. Those of you guys hunting stuff that are going to be ready later on in the fall, this is a pen to look at right here. We're going to start with the solid black one, and this one is for Jessica Coriel, because you can tell me who the mom is. Mercedes, see? She remembers. Okay, so the mom of this one would have been campaigned by the Coriel family a couple years ago. And would have been, her name was Mercedes, and she was about solid black. She maybe had 1 white foot on her. She actually was an unlocked on the littermate to King of the Hill. She originated from Heimer, bought her as a baby, and brought her out here. That guy, he is still intact and has one down in his flank, just so those of you guys know, being well aware of that. And yes, he is solid black, but I'm telling you, that is one wild-looking, stout-legged rascal there that I'm not sure when he's going to be ready. But when he is, he's going to be short-backed and good-looking. That is an aftermarket. Unfortunately, he's the only one that made it through the gauntlet to be out here on Showcase today. But that one is extra big-legged, extra stout, and certainly I think if you're looking for one to feed all the way through the fall, could be high on your list. You're okay, Avery. Just let him go there. All right. 14-4, lot number 48. Actually, the other 3 are all pairs of littermates there, 14-4, 14-3, and 14-12. 14-3, that would be the target hipped one. He had just a little bit of rash right on him there where he kind of scoured, and we got it all fixed up there. He's just kind of scarred up and healing at this time, obviously fully guarantee him. That's all that is, so nothing to be worried about. He's been on the mend there. That's lot number 48, right? Yep, okay, 14-4. 14-3, lot number 49. Landon will kind of push that one out. And then lot number 50 is the gilt, 14-12. They're a little more skittish. Try to push them all out maybe at one time. Again, the 14s are sidekicks. Kingpin Pretty Boy would be the pedigree. There we got 49 out there. Good job, Avery. That's 14-3. And lot number 50 is a gilt there, 14-12. Job, Landon. So the solid black 11 liter, that's 47. That's an aftermarket, unlocked, dirty secret, and then a trio of 14 liter mates. $51, $52, and $53 coming out next. $51. $1-4 Barrow. That's the one that Landon's kind of pushing out right there. Target hipped one. Again, that's a hat trick Kingslayer. Again, I think a Barrow that can work that time frame relative to anywhere from the middle of August all the way past that. Tall-shouldered, big-legged one that I think you can just feed. Lot number 52 is 4-5. That is, Avery, can you check? Is she solid white? Yes, she says. Okay. I believe she is, yes. Another one of those 4 litters, aftermarket. Back on the cricket sow. Again, very stout-featured, hairy, dense type of a pig right there. 4 liter has been very exciting. Really like that one quite a bit. Might be questioning my sale order by having that one where she's at. Weston Charles says it's okay. All right, good. And then lot number 53 is 9-9. That's the major league there, gilt. And you can see with those major leagues, again, a lot of muscle, a lot of power. They're going to have to go just a little bit slower in their growth pattern, guys. Not going to have to, can't be pushing those 9s quite as steady as some of the others in this offering, but has the muscle to play with the boys. Very, very stout-featured, chromed-up gilt right there, 9-9. Major League is the sire. Okay. So, again, 51 is 1-4, target-butted barrel, all-white gilt, 52, 4-5, and then 9-9. Is lot 53. 54, 55, 56, and 57 will be the next 4 into the ring. Okay. Lot number 54 is 1-7. That's our black-headed, kind of chromed up gilt right there. 1-7 hat trick Kingslayer. I'm sorry, 54. That is a barrow. Yep, I'm sorry. That is a barrow. I've got it right on here. Okay, I just looked at the wrong line. Thank you. So another barrow right there, another hat trick barrow. Again, I think that one, guys, tall-shouldered, very good looking. Those hat tricks are going to have good muscle to them, I think, in the end. Right now, though, you can just feed them and be pretty consistent with them. Like a lot of things about that black-headed one. Very good county fair pig. 2-3, that's the traditional blue one that Landon has on the end of his whip. That's another one of the major leagues on the Ocho. Again, he just had a little bit of an abscess right there in his crotch. We're getting that fixed, fully guarantee him. Really like the stoutness and bone in those major leagues, though. And that's one, guys, that I think is very correct, very functional. You can just feed that one pretty consistently all the way through his growing phase. Lot number 56 is 10-4. That's the blue-hipped one, and we saw a pair of his litter mates that were the solid white ones a little bit earlier. This guy's a little bit taller shouldered, bit more extended in his kind. Again, those of you guys that need one that says, I just want to feed this one, not have to monkey around with trying to hold one or sit on him for a long time, that barrel right there needs to be on your short list because you can just feed that one, but he's big enough legged and tall enough shouldered where obviously we're going to have a good show ring presence from the side his entire life. And then 10-2 is lot number 57. Calico barrel right there. We have to have a certain quota of calicos in the sale. Joking. But that one is a good barrel right there. Stout boned, heavy constructed. So that last dance is the sire on that one. Again, back on the crickets breaking rule sow that originated from here. Again, I think another one, just feed him. Don't have to monkey around and hold and sit on that one. He's going to be pretty functional and stout featured when it's all said and done. So lots 54, 55, 56, and 57 were in that pen. 58, 59, 60, and 61 coming out next. 58 would be 3-2. I think he's along the rail over there, Landon. That would be another one, the 3 litter we talked about, and then some. There we go. Get him out there. He's a little bit bigger in his kind. He's the chromed up version. That's a good hog that needs to be fed pretty consistently all the way through. I think be ready to go there end of July, early August. But that's and then some back on that Kingpin Verbatim Roxy sow, 3-2. Lot number 59, that's going to be 31-2. He was a little skinnier version. We sold his brothers there at Elevate, but that's a Believe in Me gangster. Stout boned, really good look ahead of his blade. Really neat look to him from the side. High quality show barrow right there. Lot number 60 is 6-4. You got him, Avery. Yep, there we go. So again, I think another one of those 6s, guys, that is not messed up. Tall-shouldered, good-looking, balanced, proportional from the side, belted barrow. Those of you guys needing them that ready to roll there into July, early August, I would look in here on these 6s, specifically 6-4 should be on your list. His litter mate would be 6-6, lot number 61, that Landon's also going to parade out there right now. Maybe just a little bit skinnier at this point in time, not quite as much chub, but the same principle. All you need to do is take that one home and feed him and be ready to go there end of July, early August. So I think a trio or a quad of barrows right here, very similar in the mold, where you can just kind of take them home, feed them. Those of you guys needing market hogs that are going to be ready to go that last couple weeks in July, first week of August, these would be the ones I'd be looking at. $62, $63, $64, $65. Is that right? Yep, looks like it. 62, 9-8. Another one of those major leagues right there. Landon's going to cock that one off for us. Big back, a lot of muscle in those major leagues. Again, I think the feeding pattern on the 9 litter needs to be a little bit slower. You don't need to go fast on them, but those will still be ready to rock and roll, I think, in that 260-pound, early 70-pound range there, 1st of August. 10-5 is lot number 63. Is that the Calico? Yep. Okay. That was Tyler's favorite, obviously, out of his sow, and he picked that one out right away. Calico gilt there, but big legs, stout forearm in that one. Really nice gilt there that I think, again, be ready to roll in our perfect kind of county fair time frame here for you customers. That's the Calico. 64 is 9-6. That's another one of those major leagues. That's the one Avery has right there. We'll try to move the others out of the way. There she go. Good job, Avery. Got her cocked off right there. Again, major leagues. Back on the mom that raised the champion middleweight crossbred at Colorado State Fair a couple years ago. A lot of muscle, big legs in those major leagues. I think pretty versatile in where you want to fit and feed those things all the way through the summer. And the final one out there is the little one. That's the kind of red-orange one right there. That's the last of the 5 litters. She was the little one in the litter, but she has probably as big a legs and as stout a feature as any in that particular litter. Big hind leg in her. Again, I think the window on that one is really long through the fall, that if you want to feed that one all the way from August to October, she could do that. So again, that's the last of the 5 litter, and then some on the Goosebumps sow. So lots 62, 63, 64, and 65. Hi, Bailey. Go Wildcats. They win today? Are they in it? Oh, okay. Well, we'll get this over with so we know what happens. Lots 66, 67, 68, and 69. Last of the little ones, last group out here. So lot number 66 is 14-5. Is that the one you have there, Avery? Okay, good job. Again, Sidekick, Kingpin. They're all litter mates out here. Again, I think you can decide when you want to feed those things, when they're going to be ready. But big muscle, big legs, wild look ahead of our blade. The 67 is 14-9. There we go. Good job, Avery. And obviously, they're still on some hot feed here and have plenty of muscle to them at this stage of the game. 68 is 14-11. If you got that one, Avery. Okay, pushed it out there. Pretty neat gilt right there. Love her balance and her kind. And then 14-8 is slot number 69. Kind of the chromed up, chrome-legged one right there. Very similar mold, very consistent. Sow does a very consistent job. Again, those sidekicks, guys, those are going to be fed for a long time. Don't worry, Landon. You'll have her broke by the end of this. You're good. So, quad of litter mates right there, all sidekick back on the Kingpin sow. Next 3 in the ring, 70, 71, and 72. On your sheet, there is a correction. Lot number 70 is a barrow, not a gilt. I think we corrected it online, so on Facebook it's okay, but on your sheet here in the farm, you need to fix that. That was my mistake. Only mistake I made all week. Lot number 70, 6-5. Again, we're into a set of pigs here, guys. If you are needing them to be ready July, early August, this is a pen that you need to study. The 6 litter, very consistent of being big-legged, tall-shouldered, good-looking from the side, functional in their build. I think that barrel right there, if you just want to step on the gas and feed that guy, you'll be in good shape with that traditional blue barrel. Lot number 71. Is that that's the belted one, okay? 6-8. Again, allow me. And then lot number 72, that's the big gilt. That's actually a 27, so that's another one of those icons. Again, pigs that'll be ready to roll there middle of July to early part of August. Next 3 in the ring, 73, 74, and 75. 73 is 1-3. That is a hat trick barrow, hat trick Kingslayer. I think Avery's trying to get that chromed up dude out there. Great looking, stout skulled, big legged, little greener in his muscle pattern right now in those hat tricks. Think you can just press on the gas and kind of feed that guy pretty consistently all the way through the summer. In a pretty good, large ideal window there of when he could be ready to go. 9-2. That's the one that Landon's going to have right there. That is a major league. That one doesn't need to go very fast. That one has a tremendous amount of muscle, Short-backed is kind of what we've said all about the 9s today. Big pin set in that one. You need to go really nice and slow with that traditional belted barrow that Landon's kind of pushing around the fence there. But I think in the end, if you get that guy put together right, you're going to have one that'll be ready to go. Those of you guys end of August through September, that one is where that one needs to be fed to. And then lot number 75 is 1-14. Another one of the hat tricks. Good muscle shape in that gilt. Again, I think that one can be ready sooner in the summer. Just feed that one all the way through. Good county fair gilt right there. So again, 73, 74, and 75, the 3 out in the ring. Then the final 4 we're going to run out for you here, 76, 77, 78, and 79. The Calico 2-4 barrel right there, major league on the Ocho Sao. Stout, wide, like of most of those major leagues that we've seen today. And I think that guys will be ready to go, be ready to be fed there early part of August and be perfectly fine. His litter mate would be lot number 77. That's 2-6. That the one you've got there, Avery? Good job. I think that gilt's pretty nice. She was just a little bit skinnier than a couple of her other litter mates at this stage of the game. But that one is good marked, black in color, black in hide, tall-shouldered, and still going to have plenty of muscle in that 2-6, that major league gilt. Then lot number 78 is 9-10. That's the one that Avery's pushing along the fence over there. Another one of the 9s, Major League Amistad. Again, lots of muscle and I think a long show window. If you need one that's going to be ready middle part of July, that is not her. I do think that she needs to be probably first week of August is when she's going to be ready to go, and probably not even as a heavyweight, but long show window for that one. Very similar to her litter mate in 9-5. That's lot number 79. Big muscle shape in those. And again, I think we need to go easy with them, but they're going to be ready to roll there first part of August and further. So 76, 77, those are the pair of 2 litters. And the 78 and 79 are the 9 litters. A little bit different feeding program on all 4 of those, just depending on what you want to do. All right, guys, that was our preview. Obviously, we have lots of time here. If you guys want to help yourself to beverages, we can look at pigs in the back. Those of you guys on Facebook, we appreciate you joining in. This will be on replay, so you can rewatch it. Those of you guys have questions, please call or text. Thanks, guys.